Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing something different. Today I'm going to be doing a Wattpad reading audio fanfiction. As some of you may be wondering, what am I going to read? Well, what I'm going to read is a story on Sandersides. This is a Roman angst. And for clarification, it's called Currupted. This story is created by me. My Wattpad will be in the description down below. Now, without further ado, I shall read you the beginning information of this fanfiction. Without further ado, let's jump right ahead. This is a Roman angst fanfiction, so not all the things that are going to be here are going to be canon. So without further ado, let's start this story. Warning: angst, terrible grammar, may take a long time posting, self-hatred, attempted suicide, murder mention, loss of family member, cursing, self-harm, and other sensitive topics. If none of you are comfortable with this, then please leave the video. I shall give a moment. Now that I presume the people who are uncomfortable with this have left, I shall continue. When a side is deemed useless or unneeded or full-on hated by everyone, even the host, they are to be corrupted or erased. But if a side sees themselves as useless, they will duck out or fade. There is a difference. Ducking out is where you remove your part infecting the host, while fading means you're eternally ending your life and a new side takes your place. So what happens when Roman becomes corrupt? Now, ladies and gentlemen, the tags are angst, deceit, Demas, Janus, Logan, logicality, Patton, pranxiety, Remus, Roman, Thomas, and Virgil. Now, without further ado, let's begin the first chapter. Here are some warnings: sad Roman, some unsympathetic Thomas, self-harm, flashback, bad grammar. This morning seemed like a completely normal day in the mind's palace. I'm in the kitchen wearing my normal prince outfit that I hate. Logan is in the living room reading a book on the couch. Virgil is still in his room, probably listening to My Chemical Romance on his headphones. And Pat is in the kitchen with me. He is baking and I'm the taste tester. So, what do you think of this kiddo? It is magnificent, Padre. Do you think Logan will like it? Patton, every time you cook, everyone loves the food you make. And Logan will be crazy not to like it. Aw, thanks, kiddo. You know, I'm almost done, so you can go talk to the others. Okay. Bye, Padre. Bye, kiddo. And so I wanted to talk to Thomas, since the others were busy, and I didn't want to bother them. I sync up, doing my yet again dramatic prince move that no one likes. Hello, Thomas. Are you okay? You look all bittery, jittery, and not very glittery. It's nothing, Roman. Thomas, if there's something wrong, you can talk to me or the others. Yes, I know, but there are some things I just don't want to share with you or the others right now. Well, if that's how you feel, then I won't press any more on the matter. So, how about we watch some Disney movies, or we could— Roman, can you just leave? I looked at Thomas with wide eyes, and I guess from either my expression or what he just said synced in his head. Oh, if that's what you want, then I shall go. I sink out, and before I go all the way, I hear, "Wait, Roman!" I didn't go back up. Instead, I went into the imagination to visit a dear old friend of mine. I looked on my right and saw the gifts I made for them: handmade heart Kit Kats, some red, pink, blue, white, and black roses, a handmade plushie of Maleficent, some sketchbooks and coloring pencils, along with a sharpener and eraser. I looked at the gifts and picked them up, and I started walking to my friend. Thomas's point of view. Wait, Roman! I thought he would rise back up so I could apologize, but he didn't. I felt so guilty for what I said to Roman. I tried to bring him back up, but it was no use. He was not coming back up. So I tried calling the others to talk about what happened. I called for the other 3 sides. Patton was the first to come, Logan came in second, and last was Virgil. Hey kiddo, is something wrong? Yeah, I was listening to My Chemical Romance. Virgil, please. Now, Thomas, what is important that you need to bring us all? Well, I had a bit of an outburst at Roman. Well, what did he do? All he did was show up and notice I wasn't feeling all so great, and he didn't want to press on the matter, so he asked me if I want to watch Disney or something else, and all I did was lash out at him for no reason, and I tried to apologize to him, and I called out to him, but he didn't come back. And then I tried summoning him, but he didn't come back. And I was wondering if any of you could bring him or talk to him since he doesn't want to talk to me. Roman's point of view. After I was done visiting my friend, I went to my castle and went to my room. When I was in my room, all I could feel was being alone. And I started looking around my room, thinking to myself, where is my blade? I looked around my room and I still couldn't find my blade. After a long while of looking, I found a doll. It had white hair that was dirtied by something, probably dirt or dust, along with a dirty sewn-in tiara. A very different, colorful dress. It was white, black, I'd say magenta, and pink. On the doll's neck had a yin and yang symbol choker, and on the little nub feet it was just light pink. I don't know why, but it looked all too familiar, but next to it I found my blade. I picked up the doll and my blade. Where did this doll come from? Did I always have it? Oh well, I found my blade, and that is what's important to me right now. I put the doll on my desk and told myself I'll figure out what to do, and how I even got the doll, but right now my mind was no longer distracted from the doll. I rolled up my sleeves, only to see scars on my arms, some old, some scarred, some fresh, and some from yesterday. I looked at my wounds and slowly bring the blade close to my skin, all while thinking of how many cuts I should make, because last time I made too many, I had to lie and say it was from fighting a dragon witch. Still can't believe they bought that. Well, here's 1 for how much you make Patton sad, 2 for how you're still insensitive to Logan, 3 for continuing to be a jerk to Virgil, 4 for abandoning your miss, 5 for being a terrible older brother, 6 for making fun of Genesis' name when all he wanted was to be accepted, 7 for not being a good enough hero for Thomas, 8 for how stupid I am to think of actually being loved, 9 for not caring about the others, 10 for listening to that lying woman, 11 for how you're the least favorite side, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 for all the fans that hate you. This is now speaking aloud. 21 for how you couldn't protect. 22 for not being the hero they needed. I think that's enough for cuts for today. I look back to the doll, then I turn away and go to the bathroom to make sure my wounds don't get infected, and to make sure I don't scare the others and have Janice point out that I'm lying about fighting the Dragon Witch. After I finish bandaging my arms, I look back at the direction I found the doll and notice something else. I walk over to what looked to be a present. I open the box and see a shirt and some sweatpants and a card. I open the card and start reading the card. To my dearest big brother, happy 10th birthday! I hope you like the shirt and pants I made. I handmade them myself. I know you don't like wearing that Prince outfits that mean old lady makes you wear. So, I decided to make you a comfy red sleep shirt. In the morning shirt, the sweatpants are for your sleeping shirt, and the loose pants and shorts are for whatever you want to wear them for. I hope you love the gift. P.S. I made you a little worry doll. It took me forever to make, but I made it since you always worried. So now this doll will help you if you were ever to be far away from each other. From blank, aka your blank. Dang it! The name is smudged by something, or maybe it's water? But the doll is for me? What? I read the note a few more times and looked back and forth to see if there was something missing, but no, it was for me. And I was supposed to receive this when I was 10. I keep trying to think back on my 10th birthday, but it was all blurry for some reason. I looked back at the doll and those clothes and started to wash them because they have been there for a long time. Time skip. While those things were washing, I tried to think back, but all I get is nothing. I decided to take a nap since I'm getting nowhere.
You'll never catch me, Ro.
I think I can. Just you wait. Got you.
Okay, you got me. Sorry. It's fine. I love you, Roro. I love you too. Hey, Roro. Do you think your friends will like me? Of course they will. You're impossible not to love. Thanks, Big Bro. I
was woken up to a loud beeping and started to frankly look around. And I realized it was the washer telling me it was done. I sighed and started walking to the items to put them to the dry. That is the end of Chapter 1. Now, moving on to Chapter 2. Warning. Sad Roman, self-harm, self-hatred, and bad grammar. No one's point of view. It was the middle of the night when Roman was trying desperately to think of an original creative idea, but nothing came to him. He decided to try and clear his mind, in hopes that one day, one idea will come to him. An idea everyone will love. The idea where Logan will criticize his work. An idea where Thomas will be over-thrilled and earn his spot as being Thomas's hero again. An idea where it impressed Patton and Virgil. But no, that in itself is just wishful thinking. He knew he would never have the perfect idea because he was imperfect. He knew what he had to do. He went to his nightstand that was next to his bed and got on his hands and knees while pulling a little secret compartment from the bottom of the nightstand flooring. It had revealed over a dozen carefully organized blades, box cutters, sharp and dull, long and short knives. Roman looked at his selection and went for the short but sharp knife. He was about to cut his arm until he heard a knock and a few voices from the other side of the door. They were muffled, but he could tell it was from Patton, Virgil, and Logan. With that information, he quickly put the knife away and rushed to turn off his desk light that was thankfully far from the door. When he heard the door slowly open, he quickly bolted it to his bed and put on a sleeping face mask and hid in the covers. And while the plushies gave him a bit of extra time to summon PJs, he heard all three of their footsteps come towards him, and he tried with all his might to calm down his racing heart while maintaining a calm and steady breathing cycle. What Roman was expecting was that the others would notice he was asleep and then leave his room. What he was not expecting was Pat to try and wake him up. But when he wasn't moving, Logan said, "Patton, I know you are concerned for Roman, but right now we all need to rest. We can deal with the issue in the morning." "Okay. Night, Roman. Sleep well, kiddo." When he heard the door close and felt sure that no one was still in his room, he took off the mask and was confused in what Logan meant by deal with the issue in the morning. He was confused, but nonetheless, he went back into his desk and tried again to think of a creative idea. It was 5 in the morning when Roman woke up. He sat and looked around his room and was confused. He was in his bed, looked around and noticed there were a bunch of papers on his desk. He got up from his bed and started to walk over to his desk when he realized there were ideas, scripts, and storylines. He was confused because, 1, it did have his handwriting, and 2, he didn't remember writing any of this, but then it hit him. He could have done this but forgot about it because he was so tired. Yeah, that was it. It had to be it. He was just tired and forgot he did all this. But nonetheless, he put on his prince outfit, secretly wishing he wasn't wearing it. Roman was walking down the stairs and was a bit confused. He saw that breakfast was done and already prepared. Because normally he would see Patton preparing breakfast and Roman would help make breakfast by being the guinea pig, taste tester. But no. He also hadn't seen Logan because he would usually be in the single-seat couch and would read a book. And he knew Virgil was always a late sleeper because of Virgil's sleeping habits of staying up till it was around 6 to 7 when he would finally go to bed. But he thought maybe Patton had a bad dream and cooked early, then when he was tired again and went back to bed. Yes, he believed he figured it out. Patton was tired and wanted to get whatever horrible dream off his mind and started making a really early breakfast. And Logan was probably caught staying up for working, and Patton started to tell Logan to go to sleep. And when Logan knew Patton was asleep, he went back to his work and then presumably passed out on his desk before sleep had overtaken him. He was pleased with the possible scenario that he thought about, but nonetheless, he went to the table and started eating his breakfast. When Roman was done eating, he was still very confused and wanted to check the calendar to see if there was something he missed. But to his complete surprise, there was nothing, and with that information, was even more confused. But with the silence, it would come. The creature that took them away from him. And he was not ready to deal with that monster's crap. He couldn't, because if he did, then it would remind him of that terrible day, and it knew what to say in order for him to bend to its will. So when he heard the horrible creature's voice trying to speak to him, he quickly went back to the table, grabbed his dirty dishes, started scrubbing them while humming a Disney song, "Someday My Prince Will Come," in order to distract his mind from the evil creature's silky smooth, calming voice that could get them out of any danger. And right now, Roman knew he, his friends, and the dark sides would be in grave danger, because the last time he let it in was when he was so sad and felt so alone and wasn't in the right state of mind, that when he woke up from whatever happened in his mind, he woke up to so many dead bodies, and when he looked down, he noticed he had a knife and was covered in blood. It scared him half to death, and when he went back into the Mind Palace, he quickly went to the bathroom to take a shower, and he hasn't told anyone of this because he didn't know what to say and if anyone would even bother to believe him. But when he was done with his dishes, he quickly went back to his room and went to grab his wireless headphones and phone and started to go through YouTube and looked up Hamilton soundtracks. And started scrolling and picked the song "Satisfied." And when he felt in his gut that the creature has left him, he sighed in relief and started to dance to the music, almost forgetting to lock the door. He quickly locked it and went to his closet, still hearing the music, and decided to swap his prince outfit for a beautiful, long, flowing red dress. There were no sleeves for it. It was only supported by the upper chest, and on the back of this dress had a see-through, long, lighter shaded red cape, and on the cape had some nice white star patterns all over it on the dress. The base of the color was a beautiful dark red, and where presumably the knees are, there is a beautiful pattern of moths and butterflies, and in the background of it, the beautiful dark red slowly changes its color into a lighter form of its dark red. The dress had long-sleeved silk white gloves. The gloves made its way all the way near shoulder length, and Norman was happy on how long the gloves were, because it had covered his arms. But nonetheless, what completed this look was instead of a beautiful diamond-covered tiara, it was a simple yet beautiful flower crown. The flowers contained lilies, marigolds, daisies, lavenders, roses of all sorts of colors, along with various other flowers. But what Roman loved the most about it was that it was when he wore that crown, he felt like himself. He felt free and didn't have to bother putting up this whole acting career. He didn't feel the pressure of needing to be working on scripts, ideas, or stories. He didn't feel that hate and anger. He didn't feel chained to a desk. He felt free. He felt that whatever hateful thing was said to him, he wouldn't be affected by it. But most importantly, he felt safe. He felt like he was in the clouds, and the nice scent of earth and the best smell from the flowers just made him feel more at ease. Like everything will be great. Like everything will be better. Where he can finally confess his feelings to Virgil, where he can apologize to Janice, where he can make Patton proud, where he can help Logan get with Patton and live happily ever after. He knew that Patton liked Logan and Logan's like Patton back, but he wants them to discover on their own, and if not, then he will give them a little nudge. Where he can finally apologize and rebuild his once strong brother bond, where he can have his brother again. But Then he knew, even with the crown, he wished that they would come back. But no, he knew that was impossible. But nonetheless, he continued dancing around his room, listening to his music and not caring about the pain he felt inside his soul. Chapter 2. End. Moving on to Chapter 3. Chapter 3. No one's point of view. It had been a few hours since Roman was dancing, and he had lost track of time. So when Virgil came knocking on his door, he didn't hear it, because he was too wrapped up in his own world of safety and love. So when Virgil heard no response, he immediately got annoyed, because 1, Patton wouldn't let the others eat until Roman was here, and 2, Roman locked his door and was fairly too quiet, and that itself was astonishing. But nonetheless, he was hungry, and Roman was not out of his room. He walked back downstairs, Virgil's point of view. I walked back down to the kitchen and asked Patton where he kept the spare key to Roman's room, because he was not responding back. Patton told me it was to the left second drawer to the bottom. So when I got the key and unlocked the door, I was surprised to see Roman in a dress. He did look good in it, but no. Now is not the time to admire him. This is when I was gonna take his... Shoot. My gay ass realized that his headphones, I would have to take off his flower crown, which would be difficult, but I just went the easier way. Hey, Roman. Virgil, what are you doing in my room? Well, I was told to come get you since it was dinner. Hey, Virgie, can you not tell the others about me in a dress? And why should I not, Princey? I could see he was uncomfortable, and as much as I wanted to continue teasing him, I was still hungry. Just change and come downstairs. We're all really hungry. Yeah, sure. I'll get ready. Time skip brought to you by my terrible writing skills. No one's point of view. After breakfast, Roman had noticed that Patton seemed a little tensed and got a bit concerned when Patton kept looking down and up periodically. Roman was shocked when Remus came behind him and temporarily moved his location. He kidnapped him and locked him in Remus's side of the imagination and locked him in the basement. Remus, what are you doing? Well, obviously kidnapping you, and gonna force the sides to eat my deodorant to show them it's not so bad, so I can get Patton looking off my ass. Why do you do this? Someone please get the reference. Why do you need me? Well, obviously, the others care for you, so if I make a big enough threat to make them do that one simple thing, then get all my problems with my health will be gone. And for fuck's sake, why won't their asses get off my case? Because they care about you. Probably more than me. What was that last bit? I couldn't hear you. It's not important, but how long are you going to keep me here? Until the nerves are gone. Well, we're going to be here for eternity then. That was the end of Chapter 3. If any of you would like to continue hearing this audio fanfiction, please tell me in the comments down below. And if you could also show some support to my Wattpad account, it is called Mangled Tomtord. That is spelled lowercase Mangled, and then there is a line in between the middle. Tomtord. I'm sure a lot of people can spell it, but if not, Tomtord. Remember, this is a fanfiction, so nothing is actually canon. And, as always, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all the next time. Goodbye, all my little cinema pups. Mwah!